Have you ever had free time and somehow it still feels like you're working? Like, even when you're not required to do something, you're still trying to figure out what I could be doing, what I should be doing next. If you've ever felt like that or thought like that, that's what I want to talk about in today's video because I used to be the same exact way, girl. So, when I was in my corporate leadership career and I would, take time off or have a little bit of free time, when you're supposed to be relaxing or, doing something you want to do or that brings you joy. I was always in a space of, well, what could I be doing next? Well, what else needs to be done? What can I catch up on? How can I use this time well? What can I produce? Like my brain always like went to that space. And not to say that when I was in my corporate leadership career that I didn't do like fun things or take vacations or hang out with friends or do brunch days or all of the things. Not to say that I never did that. However, it was always from a space of like I felt now, again, looking back on it and reflecting, like it was from a place of like performing, like I am performing the act of relaxing. I'm performing the act of, you know, doing my little arts and crafts things, like not truly allowing myself to sit in it and to feel some type of relief from it or some type of happiness from it or some type of true relaxation. I was in a place where my free time really didn't feel like mine. It felt like an extension of what I was responsible for. And I know other ambitious women feel that way. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation today, because even when I have conversations about around rest and creativity, many driven, responsible women who identify as ambitious, they know they need to rest. They want to rest. They would like to explore some type of hobby or creative rest practice, but the objection is always time. Like, when am I going to find the time? I don't have the time. It's always time. And oftentimes I challenge them to think about the things that they're currently spending their free time on and being able to shift the way they think about time and the way they navigate their particular time. Because again, I was in this very place for many, many years. For years, I didn't realize it at the time, but I thought, my free time had to be useful. It had to be based on productivity. It had to be optimized. It had to be, how can I be moving something forward? Even if it was just like stuff around the house. Like, it didn't always have to be, career work. It could just be things around the house. Like, how are we going to, it was just insane the way that I navigated my free time and didn't allow myself to truly enjoy things. And I mean, enjoy them beyond the performance of enjoying them, like enjoying them in my body, allowing them to have some level of happiness, joy, content, relaxation, rest. That was me. And I lived that way for many, many years, which is why I can speak from this and speak from this way. And the thing is, around time, for me, I have always, what I say, been a good steward of my time. Like, I've never been a procrastinator. I'm always early. So that even, I felt like, amplified my, I don't know, like obsession or heavily focused on productivity and optimization around every little moment of time, because I was such a good steward of my time. I never felt like I misused my time, meaning like, procrastinating or saying I'm going to do something and then not being able to do it because I didn't have enough time. Like that was never me. So when it came to me having free time, my mind was already so wired to think that way. So I navigated my free time the same way. And again, you might be doing the same thing. And that's why I want to have this conversation. And again, I didn't realize all of these things until after I burnt out in my corporate career. Like, that was a very hard time in my life. But if I'm honest with myself, I wouldn't change it, because if I did not go through that severe burnout, if I didn't take nearly a year off to like get to know myself again, get to learn myself again, get to remember myself again, get clear on how I wanted to work and live, I couldn't have redesigned my life and continuing to redesign my life in the way that I am now. It's almost like I had to learn that hard lesson in order to be able to live this way on the other side and speak from this level of clarity and speak from this level of lived experience. And I'm thankful for that. It was a hard time. It was difficult to navigate. It's something that I will never forget, both the good and the bad, but it's something that I definitely had to go through. And again, I didn't realize I was using my time this way or thinking about my time this way until after I burnt out. And again, this is why I'm having these types of conversations over these 100 days, because I don't want other women to have to experience what I've experienced. Or if you're in a season of where you have experienced that, understanding and realizing you don't have to stay stuck there. You don't have to just be in that place. You do have the authority, you have the permission, you have the autonomy to be able to shift and pivot and redesign your life in the way that you desire. Use your time, especially when it comes to the time that is for you. Now, you're ambitious, you're driven. We know you're going to do the work, you're going to do the things, you're going to move the initiatives forward, you're going to do your work in the community, whatever it is that you do. I'm talking about in this video when you are using your time to feed you, when you are using your time to reset, to rest, to have some joy, to have some happiness. You have to be in a place of not only performing those things, but feeling it in your body, getting in a place that where the way you're using your free time, the way you're making time for yourself, even if it's not free time, I'm encouraging you make the time for yourself. Use it in a way that where it's truly bringing you some type of relief, some type of relaxation, some type of rest, some type of joy. And I have here, and what I realized was I didn't know how to spend time in a way that actually gave me something back. So that's what I have written here. And that's what I just spoke about, like really using your time in a way that is going to give you something back, give you something that you can feel: rest, relaxation, calm, peace, happiness, joy, those intangible things that you can truly feel in your body. And when I started using my time in this way, not to produce anything, not to optimize anything, not to execute on anything, like, it changed everything. It really did change everything. And again, that's why I'm having these conversations. That's why I'm so passionate about having these conversations over these 100 days, because the things that changed for me was when I started, and I've said this in other videos, and it might sound like extreme or exaggerated, but when I started prioritizing rest and creativity, my entire life elevated. When I started using my time to prioritize rest and creativity, my entire life elevated. My creativity expanded. Like in my work, I wrote a whole book last year. I built a whole business, the way that I lead creatively in my 9 to 5. So not just both professionally, but personally, my thinking got clearer. I made better decisions. I felt more grounded. And the thing too, when you are rested, when you are pouring back into yourself, when you are doing things to refill your cup, you make better decisions. Like taking it back to day 43 on my day 43 video where y'all saw me and I was just wiped out. And I'm a person that prioritizes rest regularly. Like that's me. Like you think of Erica, you think of resting and not just physical rest, but all the types of rest. But this 100-day experiment was a real-time practice for me too. It's like when you're adding in new things into your life that require effort, and me showing up on YouTube every day requires a certain level of effort, that you have to be even more focused on prioritizing your rest and your creativity. For me, it was rest particularly because, again, I'm navigating a 9 to 5, I'm building a business, and now I'm showing up here on YouTube every single day for 100 days that require a lot of effort. So my regular rest practices just wasn't meeting the need. So it's almost like I had to amplify my rest practices. So on that day 43, when I was just wiped out, I took time from those next 2 days and I poured back into myself. I had a little bit of creative rest where I did some creative projects, my cross stitching, other little things that I like to do creatively. And then I had a day of social rest with one of my good girlfriends. We had a day of shopping and laughing and kikiing and having a fancy lunch. And those things charged my battery. And when I constantly prioritize those things, like my life just gets fuller. Again, I feel clearer. I make better decisions. I'm more creative. And when I started doing this years ago and seeing the fruit from that, because I know it can be hard to when it comes to like doing things for yourself, prioritizing yourself, spending time to pour back into you, it can feel different. But when I started seeing how other things in my life elevated, it only solidified like, no, this is a part of life. This is what we should be doing. Rest is a human need and we have to do it. We have to spend time on things in life that fill our cups, that fill us up. Because even if we're doing work that we deeply enjoy, good work, meaningful work, like I talk about, because I don't believe in hard work, those things still do, drain us to a certain degree, especially if they require a certain level of thinking and strategy and deep thought. Those things can be draining. So it's important to use your time to give yourself something back. So if you are in a place of where your time, your free time, the time that you have for yourself feels heavy, don't ask yourself what you should be doing with it. Start asking what would actually, oh my goodness, there's a squirrel out there that is digging in my plant. Instead of the beauties of living in Florida and all of the nature around us. So instead of asking yourself when you have the free time what you should be doing with it, I think the better question you should ask is, what would actually feel good to me right now? And if you don't know, that's okay too. This is a time for you to start exploring the things that feel good to you, that fill your cup, that recharge you. If that's activities, if that's being around a certain group of people, if that's doing things out in the community, if that's sitting at home cooking or painting like I do, or being on the beach like I'd like to do, whatever those things are, start really thinking about what would feel good to you right now. And again, not things that are productive, not things that you're going to optimize on, not things that are going to be useful, just things that you actually enjoy, that feels good to you, that gives you something back to yourself. So I'm going to close before your free time. When you're thinking about your free time, because your free time isn't supposed to feel like another job. So just think about that when you're thinking about it. It's supposed to be something that gives you something back to yourself. If any of this resonated with you, please let me know down in the comments. Give this video a like. If you've missed any of the other conversations on this 100-day journey that I'm on, I've linked the playlist down in the description box. So check it out, catch up on some of the other conversations. I'm Erica Prevail, and I share daily conversations helping ambitious, purpose-led women rework their relationship with ambition, capacity, rest, and creativity. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.